Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is White Rice Wednesday, which means time for my Survivor recap. To recap on tonight's episode, Malolo's coming back from voting Jacob off. I still saw Jacob going a little bit farther in the game. I feel bad that he went out so early. But they also don't want James to blame himself because the last episode we saw that he was the reason why they lost. And I have to give James credit for actually taking responsibility that he lost. He owned up to it, so he wasn't just like, oh, you know what I mean? He actually, realized, okay, I could go home and because it was my fault and took accountability for it. And everyone's all comfortable in their tribes, all comfy cozy, but we all know in the game of Survivor that never lasts long because Jeff Probst said those famous 3 words, drop your buffs. That's right. There was a tribe switch tonight, and a lot of people thought there'd be a 3 tribe switch going on. So there'd be 3 tribes of 6. So I'm thinking maybe if they're gonna do a 3 tribe swap, it might happen at 15. So then they'd have 3 tribes of 5. But the new tribes are the new Navidi tribe is Donathan, Libby, Laurel, James, Dominic, Chris, Wendell, Morgan, Angela. And then Malolo, it's Jenna, Stephanie, Brendan, Michael, Desiree, Kellen, Bradley, Chelsea, and Sebastian. And on the new Navidi tribe, it's 5 Navidi and 4 Malolo. Whereas on the new Malolo tribe, it's, let me look at my notes here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Navidi and then 4 Malolo. So it's the same on each tribe. So on the new Malolo tribe, Navidi, the original Navidi's in a good spot because they currently have the numbers, and Kellen just basically wants to knock off the Malolo tribe members. And apparently the Navidi's complaining a lot, and it's getting to a lot of the people, especially Brendan. He notices that the original Navidi's complaining about how their camp is. I guess they had it very well at Navidi. I mean, apparently they have a living room, a kitchen, bedroom, and everything there. But on the new Navidi tribe, Chris is at it again with his vendetta against Dominic. I mean, he's really on my last nerves, and we're only like 2 episodes in. He's acting like a whiny baby just because somebody didn't agree with his opinions. Now his whole game is going to be based around trying to get Dominic out. He tells Angela, Libby, and James that Dominic has an idol. So now they know that, but Chris doesn't know he has the real idol. And both Libby and Angela are feeling like Chris is trying to control them, and they wouldn't be in charge of their own game and not have somebody, try to tell them what to do. And Chris is getting a little bit paranoid, in my opinion. On the new Malolo tribe, again, the Navidi are complaining, and it's getting to a lot of people, like I mentioned before. And Stephanie and Jenna realize that the original Malolo tribe is on the bottom, so they go out and search for an idol. And sure enough, the original Malolo tribe is going out there searching, and it actually ends up being Michael who finds James' immunity idol from Survivor China when he went home with 2 idols in his pocket. So congratulations, Michael, on finding the hidden immunity idol. But Michael's also in a bad position because somebody knows he has the idol. Brendan, he was right there when he found it. So that could be used against Michael, potentially, in the game. On the new Navidi tribe, Morgan and Dominic want Chris gone because they're just sick of him already. But they need the whole Malolo 4 to be in their alliance, and we see that Morgan and Libby form an alliance. They seem to be hitting it off because they're two Catholic girls, so they feel like they can really connect with each other and trust each other. In the immunity challenge, they have to race through this ramp where it's like a wall ramp, like they have to go like here to here. Like it was intense. Like I don't know how they could have jumped from here to there. They had to dig up this ladder that would you had to get on one person on the ladder, and they had to untie this rope, and they had to climb up the ladder then and solve this puzzle. And they were playing for a tarp and, of course, to send somebody to Ghost Island. And Malolo actually had they had a big lead, but then it got kind of neck and neck. Kellen and Bradley, I gotta give credit, they were very excellent. They were the puzzle solvers, and they did a fantastic job together solving that puzzle. Laurel and Wendell, they didn't. I love Wendell. Don't get me wrong, but they did an awful job on the puzzle, and it actually ended up being Malolo who won the immunity challenge. And Jeff brought up an interesting point that they have to obviously send someone to Ghost Island now, but he also said if they can't come to a unanimous decision, they would have to go to Rocks. So they decide to go to Rocks because the original Malolo wants to send somebody from Vidi and vice versa. So they draw Rocks, and it ends up being Chris that gets sent to Ghost Island, and I'm so pissed because I was so looking forward to Chris going home tonight, because for people, in case you haven't been watching, if you get sent to Ghost Island, you are immune for the next vote. On Ghost Island, let me look at my notes here. Chris, as we've seen for Ghost Island, you have to break an urn, and there's either an advantage, an idol, or nothing in there. And Chris broke the urn, there was nothing in there, so thank goodness. I would hate for him to find an advantage at this point. And Chris said he's had to kind of hide his weakness because he always had to be strong for other people. And he says the story about how his mom was diagnosed with MS and how it's been really hard on him. I can imagine what he's going through in his personal life, but for Chris, if he tells anybody his story about his mom, like any of his tribe members, there's no way they're going to keep Chris along with a story like that. There's no way they're going to let him get to the end, because if Chris tells that story to the jury's going to eat that up and feel sorry for Chris and declare him the winner. On the Navidi tribe, Angela wants to choose loyalty over control. So basically, she's not going to go with what Chris wanted her to do. She's going to stick with Navidi and vote with where they want to. And they said that they might actually end up having to split the vote. So they might actually have to go to Rocks, and the split vote would be between Libby and Angela. And Wendell said he does not want to go to Rocks for Angela, so now there's talk of what's the next plan from here. And Angela wants Libby gone, and Dominic then shows his fake idol to James, Libby, and Laurel to hopefully gain trust from them. And Libby's thinking that it's a fake idol, but James, I gotta give him credit. He is really smart. Like, he really caught on. He thought maybe this Dominic could be Russell Hantz 2.0. Maybe he's showing a fake idol, but really he has a real idol. So only James doesn't know for sure, but James is the only one that's catching on to what to Dominic's game. And James is talking about maybe getting rid of Morgan, and Libby doesn't want that because Libby just had an alliance with Morgan. She doesn't want to send her alliance member home. I mean, Libby's in a pretty good position right now. So it's a complete mess at Nvidia. There's so many names being thrown out there. Dominic was thrown out there before Chris went to Ghost Island, but now it seems like Dominic will be safe. And Libby, Morgan, Angela, we have no idea who's going to go home tonight, so anything can happen. So at Tribal Council, because Chris is at Ghost Island, it's now a 4-4 split. So, yeah, potentially it could be a rock draw tonight. And Angela discusses at Tribal how she felt pressured, and that made Dominic feel a little bit nervous. He's wondering why she felt pressured, and she reveals how Chris is making her feel pressured, and it was definitely a blindside tonight because it was actually Morgan who got sent home, and I'm shocked. I seriously thought that Angela was going to be sent home because they wanted Angela to be sent home because Angela seems like that's Chris's wingman. So if Angela gone, then Chris wouldn't have any alliance members. So I'm sorry for Morgan had to be sent home this early. She definitely said it herself when she left Tribal Council. Don't trust the innocent blondes, referring to Libby, because obviously Libby turned on her. But yeah, I actually did forget something until they were showing the vote to Tribal Council. I forgot that Morgan was yielded the legacy advantage to Jacob. Apparently that legacy advantage is cursed. So then that brings up the question of who Morgan will wield that to, because the legacy advantage can only be played when there are 13 people left in the game or 6 people. And she decides to yield it to Dominic. So I was like, shut the front door. Seriously? Because now Dominic is in a really good position in the game, because not only does he have an idol, he's got a fake idol to try to fool other people, but now he also has a legacy advantage. So he has basically he's safe for 2 Tribal Councils if he plays his idol right and is able to play the advantage. So Dominic's in a pretty good position right now. The previews for next week show that Dominic shows Laurel that he has the real, I'm going to assume it's the real immunity idol because he showed Laurel the fake one this week. So he's showing her the idol he has, whereas on the other tribe, Michael is showing the original Malolo members his that he has an idol. And it's a bold move by both of them to trust somebody that much, because if I was on Survivor and I found an idol, I don't care how close I am to somebody, I would definitely keep that thing under wraps and keep it a secret, because you never know which one of them could turn on you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed Survivor Ghost Island. I'm definitely enjoying the season so far. It's definitely full of twists and turns and keeps me in suspense. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Until next time, stay regal.